Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to week 5. Just make sure before you move on to week 5, you finish week 4's material. So, when we look at week 5, it's really an interesting week because we get to talk about today's healthcare environment. So, in general, we're talking about week 5, chapter 6. This is part 1. We're going to have 2 parts for chapter 6 because it's such an important chapter in regards to the textbook. Medical malpractice and other lawsuits. That's really what the textbook dives into, but in the video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about today's healthcare environment. So when you pull that up, you'll see some really cool information about that. As you can see, the title, of course, to the slideshow that I'm going over is Medical Practice and Allied Health Professionals, because you really got to know about what type of health professionals there are in healthcare in order to know about medical malpractice and lawsuits. So it kind of ties together really, really nicely. I also want you to realize the different insurance plans that are out there from the perspective of some of the legalities. So you have HMOs, PPOs, EPOs, and that's it's not something you really have to know in a lot of detail, but there's a great overview in this in this video that I posted, of course, on public domain on YouTube. So take a look at that. I think it's one of the best videos out there that really explains a PPO and an HMO from a broad perspective. So take a look at that. Also read medical malpractices and other lawsuits in your textbook. So again, this is chapter 6, part 1. We'll have some more information about chapter 6 in an upcoming lecture as well. You do have module 5 review questions, which are going to be based on, of course, the PowerPoint that I have an overview on, because I think it's important that you take a look at that. So be sure to take a look at those review questions. That's the only thing due for this week. However, we do have some information, of course, about HMOs, PPOs, which are health insurance coverage carriers, and then some notes and the PowerPoint used in the lecture. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. The Cengage textbook and my analysis, I give the first part, which is important, so we will move on to Chapter 6, Part 2. It'll be from the perspective of the Cengage PowerPoint, which is your textbook. So if you read chapter 6, be sure to read it as much as possible, and then we'll move into part 2 in the future, and you'll be able to reread it, which will help a lot of this make more sense. Reach out if you have any questions. I'm happy to help in any way, and I really look forward to this week with you guys, and then, of course, the future weeks as we navigate through this course together. Thanks so much.